Kwanzi never argue with a fool, otherwise people may not know who the fool is.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, kwanzi siyana nezwe zama ku explainer kumpengo. How do you take that statement? What do you think?
Yeah, no. It's a deep statement.
Yes.
You don't have to prove it. By trying to explain yourself, you've lost it.
You've lost the whole.
Yes.
The whole ordeal. Yeah.
Yes, and only fools will keep on arguing, because if you know that, like let's say, you have not done anything wrong.
Yes.
Right, and people start accusing you, and now you start to to try to explain. Nothing to explain.
Yeah, you've got nothing to explain.
You don't have anything to explain. If you have done nothing wrong, nothing to explain.
Yeah.
Keep quiet. And let the fool fool themselves.
Yeah, let the fool themselves. Okay, the reason why I would say this is I think there's little or maybe close to zero knowledge in terms of how Africans trade.
Yeah.
There's zero knowledge on how a country really functions. That's what I would love to think. And this hatred in Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa versus all these countries. I think these people are so much misinformed about how things happen. And for us now to take that perspective and retaliate and give off a feedback that is similar to the misinformed people, I think something must be wrong with us.
For sure, something is very wrong. You see, like the issue which is currently happening, in Zimbabwe, where artists from South Africa are being banned. People are saying, "Let's ban them. Let's
boycott.
Boycott them."
Yeah,
I don't think there's a reason for that. You see, because these people were booked
way ahead
back
of time
before all this.
Yes,
right. And remember, these guys, they are working. Some of the record labels that they are under, they don't allow them to. Even if you are affiliated to whatever political party, right? But they don't want you to disclose it, or to come openly
and comment on anything that's politically.
You see, the fact that we say they should have said no to this. No, but remember, as much as these people are artists, they're still South Africans. Right? Doesn't mean that they yet remember the majority rules.
Yes,
their big base is
Yeah.
The big base is this side.
Is this side. And actually, looking at countries in competence, for an example, Zimbabwe is quite small compared to South Africa. South Africa is a big country. It's a very big country. These guys can sustain themselves.
Without even going out.
Yes, they can. If they want to, they can sustain themselves pretty well compared to other landlocked countries like Zimbabwe, of course. So, I think we will be acting in the same manner that the vigilantes are acting.
No, but
if we try to retaliate.
If you checked, South Africa is a very huge country and with a huge population.
Yes.
South Africa is plus or minus 65 million people. But do you think those people who were on the street,
they constitute
they were less than 1 million?
They were actually less. I still remember there's another episode that we're talking about how big South Africa is. Like, you would travel for hours.
Yes.
Passing through places that you never think that they actually exist. And there will be a town, and there will be people, there will be a functioning economy in that area. So South Africa is a very big country compared to Zim. So if we try to be, I think tit for tat is not really a fair game on this one.
It's not going to work. Of course, back home, we need to support local artists.
Yes.
But as far as we want them to grab the spotlight, people don't really support them to that extent.
Yes.
Like South African artists.
Yeah.
You see, we understand the timing. They were supposed to say, no, let's postpone this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Not to say, they should have said something, but no, you cannot force someone to say something. Rather be on the neutral.
Yes.
Than to show me something, or just to go, because the weather is going this side.
Now you want to follow suit. That's actually crazy. But I have seen a lot of people on social media, especially Zimbabweans, talking about, no, we don't want South African artists. Make sure that you don't support Bafana. No. Make sure you don't support this. I mean, like, we're now, there's a statement that we put out there to say, are you going to throw away the water together with the baby, the bath water together with the baby, just because you're done, or like you just want to throw everything all together? It doesn't really make sense.
You see, what we haven't realized is this: South Africa is like a stepmother. They don't like you, but they're still feeding you.
Yes, it's a stepmother.
They don't like you, but they are feeding you.
Yes, that's a fact.
That's the situation that we are in.
Yes.
South Africa doesn't like us.
Yeah.
But South Africa is feeding us.
Yes.
Right. But we have to understand this. Not everyone hate foreigners in South Africa. But now remember, the negative side is being amplified like they are the majority.
Yes, because have you ever seen that whenever someone say something that's negative about you, the news spread
faster,
very fast, faster. Unlike when you're doing good. So I think it's the same thing. You know, those ones that are doing bad, they get amplified. You know, I understand the importance of what they are saying, to say, no, mabahambe and all that. You know, people are supposed to go back to their countries.
Look,
but
to be honest enough,
yes,
we have to understand them from where they are coming from.
Yeah.
But the method they're using, it might be wrong, but they've got a valid point.
Yes.
At one point, each and every government is responsible for their own people.
For their own people, yes.
Yes. Look, how do you feel people from next door, when they come and grab the food for your kids, and your kids are not even eating, but the next door neighbors are coming to eat to you from your plate?
All right. What I would say, I wouldn't want to go deeper into the conversation, but what I would want to say in this regard, you know, the level of desperation is different for those that are migrating and those that are the residents, the citizens of the.
What I think should happen is this one. If it's me, if it was me, I must first feed my people first. Then I give the leftovers to them. What I'm trying to say is, of course, there's no country without foreigners.
Yeah. Right.
But we must cater for our own people first. Then the leftovers, obviously, there are certain jobs that these guys, they don't want.
Well, can I tell you a fact that you once mentioned recently on another podcast, on another episode. There is no government that really wants you to get rich, because they want you to stay dependent. The system itself, even the world system, it doesn't. Ask yourself why Africa is still where it is today. It's because of the world governance system. It doesn't allow Africa to rise above and beyond the first world, or whatever they call themselves, the advanced economies. So I think in this regard, the workers, the citizens are at a disadvantage, just like any other African nation around Africa. But South Africa, I think they're kind of more privileged, to a certain extent.
No, the only disadvantage they have is they are not exposed to outside world besides being in South Africa.
Yeah.
So to them, they don't even dream of going out.
Yes.
But one day they wake up to a reality.
And remember that video that Winnie Mandela, where Winnie Mandela was talking. There are a lot of people, man, that are now talking about this. All right. So what was happening? Because people normally present this Robert Mugabe image on social media to say, no, he was not supporting whatever was trying to happen in South Africa. Zimbabwe wasn't really supporting South Africa. But the truth of the matter is, it's even happening today, that there is no way a sitting president would outrightly say, I'm supporting the opposition, because remember, in SADC, the apartheid government had a lot of power. Those people were so resourced to an extent that if Zimbabwe had said that we are supporting the ANC to end apartheid, it was going to be an issue.
You're right. On a serious note,
yes.
It's how many years Zimbabweans after Zimbabwe get in?
I don't know, maybe 41, 46, I don't know.
Somewhere there. And how many years after South Africa got independence? 32 years.
32, yeah.
32 years. Why are we still talking about this?
We still talk about it because we need to learn from our history. It's very important.
No, we don't have to use it because it's on our advantage. Because we want to do something, then we have to bring this up.
All right. The reason why I had brought it up, it was because
not you.
History.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about everyone else. Because look, this is the argument South Africans are giving right now.
Yes.
Of course, you supported us.
Yeah.
But that was 32 years ago.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. A lot of things happened for 32 years. You're still saying you owe us.
Yes. Yes, it's very valid in the sense that that's why you see that most of these vigilante groups, once they get exposed to the real information of how a country or how the world is governed, they change. They seem to change. Why? Because most of the people out there on the street, just a layman, they don't know the history of the country and how a country is being sustained. I can tell you this for a fact that most of the guys that would go and spend time probably with any sitting president, once they realize that, okay, so there are treaties, so this is how a country is actually run, they will be surprised. Hence, I also talked about the global economy. Why? Ask yourself, can you ask yourself this question? Why is it African presidents seem like they're very slow at doing things, or they don't really care?
They don't care.
That is the assumption.
No. It's not. Look,
if we are to give you, are you sure if we were to give you the same power today, you're going to change Africa or maybe your country in the next, let's say, 100 days?
Look, for that to happen, for that to happen,
yeah,
everyone else involved in the government setup must go. Then the new guys, they would do it.
Okay, let me tell you the truth of the matter.
Because remember, these guys, they are rotten from the roots.
Okay.
You understand? So remember, they're just recycling themselves from the bottom to the top. You understand?
Okay.
So do you think these guys, they will change?
Okay.
They tested power.
Yeah, here's the fact of the matter. You see, the colonial system was designed in a way that it will mess even the future generation. It's like a genetic alteration.
Look, I beg to differ on that one. If you want to change something, you must have a will to change it.
Yeah.
These guys, if this was not working for them, they were going to change it. Do you think if they were not going to eat like what they're doing, they were going to stick to this nonsense of what?
All right. So political power, what it does is it leaves you, especially when it comes to African politics, it leaves you in a space where it's difficult for you to choose.
Look,
going down or actually hanging your boots, or continuing with the system, which is very corrupt, of which hanging your boots will put you at a much more risk.
Look, if they really wanted to change these people, they were going to change. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
The truth is they don't want. They never wanted. They will never change. You understand? Yeah. This favors them. This system supports the few of them to keep on accumulating wealth. Then the majority suffers. The tested power, these guys, they don't want to lose it at all costs. And remember, for even their kids, they tested this power over everyone else. Do you think they will let it go, or they will support you to come and change the system?
Hence, I'm saying that the colonial system, what it made sure that it did was it got rid of like whenever you get into power, because remember, this is a system that's why we use the, what do you call this, Roman Dutch law.
But
all right, that's where globalization becomes an issue now, because whatever system that they're using, they are also relying. That's why they also talk about the World Bank and blah 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 blah. So the global system is at play. How can you explain to me what is the reason for you to be going to the World Bank, like they call it, to get $60 billion or $600 billion so that you fix your economy? It's very simple. The reason why you can't fix your economy with your own people, with your own currency, and with all your resources is because the world is being run by someone else. And if you do not work according to the system, you're going to receive sanctions. Did you see what happened to Zimbabwe when Zimbabwe got sanctions? It was very bad.
Look, that one is a topic of another day. Because truly speaking, according to the ones that we thought they gave us sanctions, they said those sanctions were targeted. You see, meaning that if they don't want you there, what impact do you have on us as the majority?
So when they say targeted sanctions, while we are concluding on this one, when they say targeted sanctions, the sanctions are strictly for influential figures. So they know that once they give you sanctions, your decision is now biased towards them, towards whatever, of which they hold the system in their own hands.
Look, man, because us as the majority, we're not benefiting. They want to keep on looting and doing all bad stuff. They tell us that they can. Tell me, just a mere minister, if he's on targeted sanctions, what does he bring to us? For him, if they say they don't want him to America, they don't want him in Europe.
All right. The reason it's intel. Those sanctions, they don't just sanction you, mind you. They receive intel through maybe the CIA, through whatever. Then they see how, because they would have already discovered, okay, this is how the system of the country actually functions. Then they know most of the people that receive these targeted sanctions, they are the anchors of the system, especially transformation. When they know that, okay, this transformative exercise is going to threaten their position in on the global scale, they will make sure that they will.
This story, man, it's
very long.
It's a cooked up story, which we don't want. Which I don't think.
It's not a conspiracy.
No,
I'm telling you.
It's
Do you believe in world governance?
No, I believe in that.
Yeah.
To a certain extent, right? But us at our grassroots level, we're failing to do what we should be doing. Period.
Yes, because the system was designed that way.
Of course, the sanctions are there, targeted, right? But just like telling me that you cannot feed your kids because you have got sanctions.
All right, I'll give you a perfect example. You see, I can tell you 95% of people that are saying Mabahambe right now, if they were to sit down, if they were to go to individually, if that process was very possible, that they go individually without the mob, individually, and sit down with the sitting president right now of any country, then they get maybe a 20 minutes or a 2-hour experience to understand the country's dynamics. That's why you see we have people like Gates and McKenzie. But he was on the extreme of saying no Mabahambe. But now because he's in power,
look what happens.
He knows how things are run.
This is what happens.
Yeah.
As I told you, I believe that migration is everywhere.
Yes, migration is a crisis that's ongoing right now, yes.
You understand?
Around the world,
but to a certain extent, when things are like the way it is currently, nothing is changing on the ground to all these other countries around there. You see, meaning that there's no political power or political will, if I may say, political will to make sure that they're creating just employment for their own people so that they don't come to go to other countries. Look, just like here, there are plenty of ways of government keeping you in the loop. Poor, they gave you the job, but that job can only feed you. You are able to drink, eat, buy food, and buy clothes. No extra.
Do you think the African issue is something to do with employment creation? Whose responsibility is it for
government,
you to take care of your family?
As a father, me as a father, it's my responsibility.
Yes, so it is your responsibility, right? Because I've seen this notion, this perspective, this idea in Africa that people have got this mentality of saying, the government has to create jobs for us. What is the sole purpose of the government if they're up there? Are they really supposed to create jobs?
Yes.
When
they say create job, it's not just creating. They must make sure that the environment is conducive
for those who create employment.
Yes. But if the environment is not right, it's not favorable to them, who's going to come and put their money? No one. You see, because these guys, they're thieves. You set up your company tomorrow, they come and claim
that it's yeah. I've seen a lot of articles throughout Africa actually.
So that's what I'm telling you. Government is the father who knows how to feed their people. whatever the way they are going to use to feed the kids. That's what they should be
So
doing.
South Africans are not wrong for actually blaming their government. They
No, they're not wrong.
To actually.
They're not wrong.
Yes.
But look, we might say they are wrong because of the way they're doing it. But what they're doing is actually not wrong. Because look, they're at home. Are you telling me that if you have you cannot feed your kids, but you able to feed the neighbor's kids?
No, the thing is, this is what is happening in South Africa, right? It's not like the father is feeding the next door kids. You understand? It's the next door kids that are seeing the opportunity from the breadcrumbs, So when they come into the house, the opportunity to come into the palace, is quite
no. Like I told you last time. I said, these guys, they're not. They were never raised for export. They don't know, and not anytime soon, but very soon also, they will realize that actually it was never a problem to have foreigners here. Once they start going outside South Africa, they explore new things there, they will see that they will be making more money outside South Africa than us. You see?
Yeah, that is a fact. If South Africans were to leave South Africa and go to any other country, they do have a higher chance
of
making more money. But it's unfortunate that the system in South Africa doesn't allow them to think of ever leaving South Africa. Why? Because pretty much, I think the struggle in the heads of South Africans, maybe this is an assumption. At the base of it, let me finish this statement. They thought that the struggle ended when apartheid ended. You understand? Of which the economic, hence we have people like Julius Malema in the EFF coming in saying, we are fighting for economic freedom. The struggle is still ongoing. It's not over. So most of the people that are giving foreigners problems, it's people who have got a mindset of saying everything was solved on the cross when apartheid ended, of which that was a new beginning. Yes, it was from a clean slate. It's not like, I think what was solved there, it was probably 10 to 15% of the country's problems. And now people have to keep on fighting to the end. Yeah.
Look, at one point, even back home, we're not exposed to outside world.
Yes.
Yeah. But it came a time when we say, no, man, let's try new things.
Yeah.
Let's try what's going on. Let's try to see what's going on out there. Then we tested it. So delicious out here.
It's actually delicious because if you see anybody who has ever traveled around the world, they've got a different perspective of how everything functions. And even white people, I didn't even know that. Okay, they're actually cool white people. They're good white people. Most of the times growing up, from the ghetto and all that, in my head I was like, these are the people that colonized us. These are the people that killed our forefathers. These are, like, all of them, they came to kill us. Only when you start studying, that's when you realize that the struggle to liberate your country actually involved some other white people who created guns that you were using, who were selling guns to you, who were supplying guns for free. So I think it's a matter of exposure. Anyway, let's come back to the main issue that we were talking about, which is the boycott of artists.
As for myself, speaking for myself,
yes,
I don't think it's a good idea.
Yeah,
artists, they're just like workers, just like us.
Yes,
they are those guys. They are, when you see them performing, they're at work, right? And plus, in this case, these guys were booked earlier on.
Yeah.
Before all this started, right? So what I think was supposed to be done by all these guys, they say, no, guys, the timing is wrong. Look what is happening. We've got people who are actually suffering from this side.
Yeah.
Let the winds slow down.
Yeah.
And we can continue, right? If it was about Econet paying more to these guys, if it was about money, they were going to say, let's cancel that one, the whole concert thing. But look, the functions of the country doesn't stop because of this.
Yes.
Of what is happening now.
Yeah, that's where I wanted to go to say, just because something is happening in another country that's against your people or people of your country,
life has to stop.
Life has to stop.
Never.
No. I mean, if Econet is in business and Econet actually benefits as a company, I think Econet has got some sister companies that actually make more from their sister companies outside the country, so you can't, in as much as, you don't want, it's going to appease our emotions, to say, we don't want this artist from this country.
No.
Because of...
That's hatred. You see what is happening? We are more like the same with these guys.
Yeah, we are becoming more
of them. So
more like them.
I don't think it was necessary, man. Like now, people are now from Makad's side. Makad's, that lady is so quiet. I don't think he can actually write that kind of trash on social media. Abahambe, never. I stand with him.
No, we actually stand with almost every artist who is actually quiet. Because remember, okay, you know that your mom is a murderer, right? I'm going to give you an example. Your mom is a murderer, right? Are you going to stand with your mother and say, just because she's my mom, I love my mom to death, then you support her while you're standing on a podium?
No.
You just keep quiet because she's your mom. I think that's the same thing with these artists.
They were supposed to support who?
I know that these artists are supposed to be neutral, because that's why I do not like artists interfering or meddling with these politically related issues.
They said they must have said something.
They have said what? Because this is a political motive. That's why you see political parties like MK joining this thing. So once they affiliate themselves with politics, then it becomes an issue.
For them also.
It kills their career.
Yes.
Artists are supposed to be neutral. That's why you see that looking at the liberation struggle as well throughout Africa, the artists were at the forefront. We go biblically way back in the Bible. The artists were in the forefront, just being artists, just being musicians.
Yeah.
Then the politicians will come later. So these artists are just creatives, people who bring consolation or, they just help us. Music just to help us to heal, to go through life.
To be honest enough,
yeah.
Of course, we have to support local.
Yeah.
But we've got talent in Zimbabwe. But this side, there's real talent.
Okay. I know there are quite a lot of artists that there are quite a lot of people that are going to come after you. I'm going to give this example. I'm not saying you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong. The way in which we create things, the way in which we create music, has changed vastly over the years. All right, yeah. Even if you go back to the days of Mozart and whatever in the 1800s, in the 1600s, they were doing their compositions there in Europe. We never knew about them. Mm-hmm. But as the world evolved, we ended up incorporating those things. And even up to today, when people sing, like I can tell you the style of production, 60 to 70% of it is a borrowed system. So the problem is we want to stay in those days, in that era where we'll be we say, it's in the chedu, this is our chiboy, this is our, so of which you think the world is crazy to realize that Michael Jackson was a very good vocalist and a good dancer. There is a standard to these things.
Yes.
So if we deny to say that in South Africa there is better talent, and around the world there's better talent, then it's a problem.
These people, they're exposed
better
than us in terms of music.
Yes.
No, you see, these people can sing, my dear.
Hey.
We can hate them all we want, but the truth remains the same.
When it comes to singing, South Africans, they kill it. I still remember, I always talk about this incident. Soon after I got into ISA, I think about a year, less than a year actually, there was a place I was staying in East Rand. Then there were people outside. It was an estate, but outside the estate, there were people that were actually passing, singing. And I was like, these people are coming from church. Wow, these people. I expected that I was going to see maybe Joyous Celebration or maybe some big famous group of people that were singing, because they were so organized. Only to discover that these were just maids, They were dressed like maids. They were going to their shacks because there were shacks around the area. They were going home.
Just random.
It's very natural. Have you ever even heard how they sing in the stadium as well?
I mean, so that's what I'm saying. These guys were invited, not because of being South Africans.
Yeah. It's because they are good.
They're South Africans who are so good
in what they do.
You see.
That's why they were tested. Yeah.
Yes. Also remember, there were also local talents. Which were incorporated. When these people, remember, they're after money.
Yeah.
They want people who are pulling the crowds.
Yes.
They want a huge, big crowd. So,
talking about crowds, look at what happened with FIFA when Cristiano Ronaldo got booked. It simply meant that Cristiano Ronaldo wasn't going to play, I think, his first 3 matches of the World Cup. But FIFA had to intervene because Ronaldo has got influence. There is no World Cup without Ronaldo. I'm not saying Ronaldo is the God, Messi is my God. But I mean, imagine going into a World Cup without Ronaldo. It was going to be an issue. So they had to manipulate the system so that Cristiano Ronaldo can be allowed to play the first 3 games. So people who pull numbers, people who pull the crowd, are very important.
Is a game of numbers.
Yes.
You can't entertain people when there's no one.
Who wants to invest in an artist who is going to bring 2 people to the show?
We understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Of course, things are not good.
Yeah.
Right. But at the same time, let's spare these artists, guys.
Yeah.
These artists, they mean no harm to us. They will entertain us. We know those who are coming on the public and say, Abahambe, they're there. Those who can't support them. But if someone decided to keep quiet,
leave them.
They know where they're standing.
Yeah.
We cannot say 80% of them, they hate us.
I'll give you a simple example. When somebody decides not to vote, are you going to say that that person voted?
That's a different story. Look, in that system.
Yes.
Right. This is what happens when voting.
Yeah.
You have to vote so that you vote for the guy that you want. So if you don't vote, it means you are voting for the person that you don't
You're
like.
neutral.
No, you're not.
3 positions. Yes, no, and neutral.
Yes, there are 2 positions. Yes,
3.
either we are this side or this side. There's totally no neutral in voting.
Or in politics.
In politics, there's no neutral. It's either you do politics or politics is doing you. Period.
No, you can be neutral.
Never. Never.
Because in this case, this is a political issue that is happening in South Africa. So these artists want to remain neutral on whatever is happening. And to prove that they're neutral, they're not commenting.
No. With this one, look, in this one, these guys, probably the supporters. But because their base is here, they didn't want to appear on state television.
Especially on social media.
Yes, that is they're supporting us.
Yeah,
they decided to keep quiet.
Yeah, because some of the people that actually support these artists, they are for Mabahambe, and some of them they are
the majority.
Yeah, the majority.
But if you check on this issue, not the majority are saying Mabahambe.
All right. Do you remember the statement that says an empty bucket makes the loudest noise?
Yes.
Not a lot of noise, the loudest, because it's actually empty. Yeah. So I think in this scenario, actually the people, I've never seen the people that run the South African economy coming out and saying Mabahambe, like the real bosses of the economy. It's
which ones?
I don't even know. I'm not into.
No, they understand. It's because they understand.
It's simply because some of them are not South Africans themselves, so they can't come out saying anything.
All right, let's say they were.
Yeah.
It depends. You're a South African from which side? I mean, not province or what, but are you the are you the one who is eating, or you are intending to eat? If you're intending to eat, you're the ones whom we see. But if you're eating, you can't say that. Because a number of...
How can you speak when you have food in your mouth?
You can't.
Yeah.
Plus, look, these guys, they understand the politics better than these other guys. But these other guys, you think they don't understand that what they're doing is wrong. They know, but you know what? They want to use these guys who doesn't understand things to get there. Yeah. They're telling them, let's chase them away.
It's a game of it's a game of taking advantage of the misinformed.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also they want to get into parliament.
Yeah.
Elections around the corner in November, right?
Yeah. These
wait and see. Once they are eating there, you will never hear them saying Mabahambe, because they will now they will start to understand.
Yes. So what will happen is, they campaign. This is the, I wish people understood how politics works, especially when it comes to these figures. Once somebody decides to be a politician, that person doesn't have Jesus Christ in their heart. They are out there to eat. I can tell you 95 to 98% of politicians are out there to eat, and they know that they have to make the poor first believe, then the potential investors who are going to invest into the economy, then it's a well-calculated move. Most of the guys, even the guys that we think, they are the right opposition, bruh, trust me, go to their house, go to their lifestyle. It says it all. So we can't put all our trust in politicians.
No, you can't trust them.
Yes.
You can't trust them.
Remember, there's a point that you actually mentioned on one of our episodes. You remember when you were talking about the importance of individual success. You were saying, I think you say something like, do not wait for the government or a politician to actually rescue you. Rescue yourself.
Fair.
Create your own system that is going to sustain you before these guys come. Otherwise, if you are going to wait for the government to change things for your life to be better, for you to drive a Porsche,
that's forever. You wait forever.
Even your grandkids.
If you're not stealing, you never make it.
Guts.
Yes.
If you don't have, let me say it straight as it is. If you don't have balls in this world, you're definitely going to suffer the fate of laziness.
Very few who can make it without the interference of the government or not stealing.
Yes,
naturally. But the rest, it's either you affiliated them, you are a thief, and a risk taker.
There's an important point that you actually mentioned. Of course, there are a lot of legal ways to make money, but real money requires you to be somehow aware of the problem that you might be causing, or maybe the mistreatment that you might be giving to other people, but at the same time you continue on the same path. Because if you're always feeling pity for everyone,
Aye.
you are never going to make it.
Aye.
So someone has to suffer for you to be up there in most of the cases.
Yes.
But
they must suffer for you.
Yes. So there's a term that they use. They find you say these billionaires around the world. They've got words to tell people so that people think it's an economic some investment type of, but in everything that they are doing, there's somebody who is going to suffer. There's a family that is going to go to sleep without eating. Or maybe when they were supposed to eat a crate of eggs, they're going to eat 3 eggs.
That's true. No, but in this case, let's stand with the artists. Artists are like everyone who is being chased here. They are working. So we mustn't chase them. Let's support them.
Yeah.
If they're coming there, let's support them to come and sing for us and perform for us, right? Without chasing them, because they're also working.
Working, yeah.
Yes.
And my question goes also out to you. Don't you think that community today, people today have become too emotional and less logical?
Yeah.
Because the same easy emotional manipulation that happened in South Africa that forced people to now get into the streets and think that maybe March and March is going to make everybody a millionaire. I think I think it's the same issue that is happening in Zimbabwe right now, where people are using their emotions. But at the end of the day, that's why I say that there is no total liberation. There is no total economic liberation. People are going to suffer. People are going to die. People are going to hurt each other. People are going to get injured. That's the norm of life. You can't be a president and you are afraid of seeing people dying. You understand?
At one point they will die.
People are going to die. It's the survival in this world. It's the survival of the fittest.
The world itself is not fair to anyone.
That's money right there.
Yeah, the thing is, we think that things will change.
Yeah,
they will never change.
True.
They will remain like this. We die. Those who are coming, they will still crying the same thing. You see, but we can't change it. The fact that we cannot change how things are being run, it means we die the same way.
Actually, if we can beat them, we better join them. Let's join the system. It's crazy how people assume privilege. People want. I think people are so relaxed, man. Once people educate themselves,
As for me, this is my word.
Yes.
South African brothers.
Yes.
We understand what you cry.
Yeah.
But we encourage you guys to move away from your comfort zone. This is comfort zone.
Yeah.
You haven't experienced life, you guys. Yeah, because most of the things they come on a silver plate. You see, you don't know the struggle of being a hustler. They are not hustlers. Yeah. Because most of the things government is providing. That is the good thing about South African government. Yeah. It's able to provide for its people. Yeah. But the people they haven't realized, because the government cannot come to you and say, we want to provide you. But the government will say, we'll provide for our people, but people, they must find out ways of getting, of even being funded. South African government can fund them. Yes. If they bring, but you must be registered and you must bring up a business proposal. A lot of things involve. you see, so we cannot say it here, but I'm encouraging them before, instead of fighting for this, explore yourself. Otherwise, go outside the country. Do you know a statement that's always said by most foreigners when they come to South Africa? They say, if I had a South African ID, I would already have been a billionaire. Look, we'll say it again here. If you want to see that, ID doesn't work to everyone the same way people think. Yeah, it works. You understand? With their millions, man, these people, the 65 million. I think if the idea was bringing man to their table, everyone is going to be rich.
It's not the ID that brings the money. It's your brains. Are you exposed?
It's the brain behind the ID. You see, you might have the ID without brain, then we won't make it.
Yeah.
You see. Yeah, because look, you as a foreigner, if you think that ID will bring man to you, you struggle by any means possible to get it. Then the local, we have an ID who doesn't struggle to get it, is not making money. Do you think it's the ID that is
it's actually the brains behind the ID.
Yes. So let's understand. Yeah, of course, if you have what ID and brains, things will work for you.
So, most of these problems that we are seeing in countries like Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, these people that are having problems with, that are fighting for breadcrumbs, like Wayez and always say, we are fighting for breadcrumbs. So people that are fighting for breadcrumbs are misinformed people. Knowledge, when people say knowledge is power, when we say knowledge is power, what we are simply saying is you are misinformed. You don't need to go to school. You don't need, because you acquire knowledge everywhere. For an example, let's say you have got a bakery. Then I work for you for about 5 years. It would be very stupid for me to actually leave as your manager, leave your company, or maybe let's say you have fired me without any knowledge of how, any know-how of how you were running the company, because I was close to you for 5 years.
It's happening with a lot of people.
Yes, of which it's now happening with with a lot of people.
So, no, not everyone is willing to learn. You see, don't be too comfortable with your surroundings.
Yes.
Unofanira kuva nechidokwa chekuda kudzidza zviri kuitika around you. See yourself one day running the same business. But if you see yourself as a worker, you never learn.
You never. I think most of the stuff that we're saying here, the right people are not going to get it. I think we need a translator.
They'll fight. You see, they'll fight us. Yes, they think that what we are saying, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You see, but I'm telling you, we are all the same.
Yeah.
There's nothing on the table. We all want to eat. That's why you see we are fighting.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, South Africa has become the big table where food is, and everyone is coming to eat.
Yeah.
But now we have the owners of the table who are supposed to eat first.
Wow. Okay. South Africa have got the biggest table.
Yes.
Where people can eat from.
Yes.
Unfortunately,
the owners of the table, the locals must eat first.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there isn't enough now. The owners of the table are the ones who are supposed to.
No, but now, us being too hungry, we are eating too much, according to them. You see, we're eating too much.
But eating too much from the crumbs, I mean, like...
yes, from those crumbs, we are eating too much.
It's for their cats and dogs.
Yeah. No, it's for them. They want it.
They also want the crumbs.
But now, we are eating too much from the crumbs. So, let's not blame them.
No, right. we'll never blame people because this is a fact.
No, it's a fact.
We have got different levels of understanding.
No, besides understanding, man, this is their home.
Yeah.
Therefore, nowhere else they go home. You see?
Yeah.
Even if they had to say everyone must go, if they really want, everyone will go.
No, they don't really. It's a jealous of a family with step parents. Because the main issue is the brother. You get what I mean? Because Africa is for black people. So black people will, as long as it's in Africa and something is happening, they will flock and go there. So right now, for an example, if Zimbabwe becomes a Dubai or maybe one of the most successful, advanced nations, you'll see that a lot of people would want to go to Zimbabwe, because they are black people and they think when you are in Africa, you're in Africa. When you're a black man, you're a black man in Africa. But
no, that doesn't work, man. It's long way for
let me finish cooking. Let me finish cooking. So in Africa, we are all Africans. That's why it surprises us when South Africans say Mabahambi. That's why a lot of Africans are getting surprised,
You I might forgot.
Okay.
The reasons why South Africans back then they never thought they're in Africa. You know that? South Africa was not regarded as Africa. You know that? At one point, you don't know. Is it Africa? Is Africa? There's an organization, African organization.
Yeah.
South Africa used not to be part of it. Is it African Union or Africa ACG?
OAU, Organization of the African Union. Something like that.
There's an organization for Africans which South Africa was not part of because they thought they were not Africans. I'm telling you. You don't know?
No, I don't know. I don't know about that one.
I'm telling you.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Check the thing the way they were treating other Africans.
Or they were like Moroccans and Egyptians and Algerians.
South Africa was those are better because they were part of that organization. But South Africa was never. Recently, not long ago, they become part of the organization. Oh. And also, do you know that South Africa doesn't celebrate Africa Day?
Hey, you're talking about mysteries. I never thought of it that way. Oh, so to them, South Africans are not Africans. They are on the same continent, but they are not.
Yes.
They don't
South
perceive
Africa,
themselves as
I'm not sure now, unless they are now celebrating party. They used to not to celebrate it.
Most South Africans believe that they are Africans, man. Maybe the owners of the economy are the ones who didn't want to be associated.
But we are not talking of individuals. We're talking of South Africa as a country, because South Africa as a country represents everyone lives in it.
Living in it, yes.
Right.
Yes.
So whatever the country does, it affects you, whether you believe it or not. You see, so South Africa as a country used not to believe that they're Africans.
Okay.
But even if you want to listen to some of these guys, they don't believe they're in Africa. These Africans, that's what they say. Also, you haven't heard them. These Africans.
Okay, so they refer to Africa. Yeah.
Okay.
This is mind-boggling.
So that mentality is still going on because they think that they are still living in those times of apartheid. You see, where they thought South Africa was not in Africa.
It's just unfortunate that a lot of people are not educated to an extent that they realize that it was dangerous back in the day to mention that you were supporting people that were against the then government, which was the apartheid government. For you to state that you're supporting, you're anti-apartheid as a president, as a sitting president, it was a problem of which it's intelligence. It's simple intelligence. You help the people, but you don't say, you don't say much while you're helping, So these are stories that are never going to be told to say, do you know that Zimbabwe gave South Africans $35 billion when they were they were fighting apartheid?
Tell me,
with
all that being said that we gave them something or we give them a hand, what do we expect them to do?
Nothing.
With that?
We remember, migration is not an issue of people who are migrating to South Africa. It's not an issue of saying because we gave you this,